Hello everyone, this is Regina Singakuti. So I already had put one video regarding about terracotta jewelry, lots of answers about terracotta jewelry, questions and everything. I explained everything in my mother tongue. So below that video, lots of comments coming that I have to put a separate video in English or Hindi. Um, so one problem is there because I don't know how I am going to explain everything in some other language which is not very much familiar. So that's your problem. If you are able to understand my broken English, that's not my problem. That's your problem. So let's go into this video. So here I am having lots of questions about terracotta jewelry. These are the questions are commented down below in all my videos. So I took a lots of notes about all the questions and I sum up and I'm going to explain one by one. So first question is about primer. I am not using any primer for my terracotta jewelry. So for my personal use, I am not using any primer. Directly I will give color to the terracotta pendant or beads what I am having in my hand after baking. Once then if my clients will ask about if my clients will ask terracotta jewelry means just I will coat with black paint. I'll coat with black paint. 2 drops of paint means 5 drops of water. So this is the amount I am using for the top coat for all my pendants. Then second one, for baking we can use sawdust or wooden husk. So you can use both because when I was in Chennai, sawdust is the only thing I was having when I was there in Chennai. But here I don't have sawdust. Here I am using wooden husk for what's that? Then so wooden husk is the thing I am using. If you are having sawdust, you can use that. Both are same. They will give the same result. So you can use sawdust or wooden husk. Breaking while baking. So there is a lot of reasons for breaking while baking. Then I will say one by one. First one, we should keep for drying an adequate time. So some pendants will be big means we should keep time for 4 to 5 days. Some pendants will be small, we can use 2 to 3 days. So basically that needed time is not there for drying means it will break is the first reason. Then second one, the clay's consistency or the clay's quality. If you are not using good quality means it will break. Third one, the method of baking. So there is lots and lots of method for baking. So each and everybody having their own easy method. So I already posted my own method how I am baking my terracotta jewelry. This is my hobby. I am not a big business magnate in this. This is my hobby. So that method is okay for me. And one more thing, nearby I don't have any electric clean, so I am not using electric clean. And one more thing, that potters know. So if you give to the potters means they should keep and they should handle them carefully. Yeah, of course they will handle their pots carefully, but we don't know how they are going to handle our jewelry. So that's not safe. So I am doing my own method. So I am giving that own method description. I am giving the link in this description about my own baking method. Then pink will coming out while after baking. That's the method because we are using oil no for molding and for doing terracotta jewelry. So we are not supposed to touch that pin with hand with oil. We are not supposed to touch the nichrome wire with our hand because we are having oil in our hand means after baking that pin will come out. Then fifth question is varnish. Basically I am not big fan of varnishes because some people have varnish allergy, so I am not using varnish. And you can use Mod Podge for that, and spray varnish or liquid varnish. That's lots of different types of varnish like that. But personally, I'm not a big fan of varnish, but if you use varnish means it will give a nice shine for your terracotta jewelry. So you can use varnish, and I don't know any specific brand in this varnish because I'm not using varnish, so I don't know. But you can use Mod Podge. I'm using homemade Mod Podge sometimes. Mod Podge means just 1 spoon of Fevicol and 1 spoon of water, mix it well and use that in one coat top layer of the terracotta jewelry, that's it. Then half bake, full bake, that's nothing is there in half bake, full bake. The pendant is changed into terracotta color, I mean that light brown color means it's completely baked. That your terracotta jewelry is turned into completely black means it's double baked. That's the only difference between bake, half bake. Once it reaches the terracotta color, yeah, that's completely baked. Paint is peeling. There is lots of reason for the peeling paint, the quality of the paint, and then each and every time we should add 1 drop of water. I mean 1 drop of paint means we should add 1 drop of water with the paint, then mix it well and you should paint. That's the only thing I am doing, and for me it's not peeling. That problem I'm not facing such type of problem, so I don't have the solution for that too. Sorry. And then we should give adequate drying time for the paint. So mostly, you know what I will do, first day night I will paint and everything, and I will keep that overnight. Tomorrow morning I will take the jewelry and I will assemble that. This is the method what I am doing now. Then that black rope, we are using that black rope for terracotta jewelry, no, that's wax card I am using, and you can find out from any online shops. I was there in Chennai, in one local shop I bought there, but if you can find this in Amazon, there is lots of different colors also available in Amazon, and nowadays I am buying these types of materials in nearby online shop, that's from Madurai. That's esureshop.com. I'll give the link in the description below. They are shipping worldwide, so no problem. Wherever you are, you can get your order. Then clay details. Clay also I am recently buying from that shop only when I was there in Chennai. If you people there in Chennai, you can easily find out in Mint Street or Narayana Mudali Street. One shop is there, that name is Rainbow Enterprises. It's there in Narayana Mudali Street. You can find out clays and all the materials related to terracotta jewelry. You can get it from the. Then texture. So texture is very important because there is lots of different. You should find out the correct texture. I can explain, okay, and I will explain everything, but in this process you should find out your own texture. So some people having heat body, some people having cool body. I'm having heat body, so if I have to spend 1 minute for rolling one bead means sometimes it will not come in the correct shape. So what I will do, I will take some more time for rolling that. So that some more time, no, that time that bead will get heat and it will break. So that's the point. If we are not able to finish that bead within 1 minute, again I have to add 1 drop of water and I have to knead that clay for that bead. and again I have to roll that. So I think you're understanding my English. I think if you understand, please leave a comment. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not much familiar in English. So I'm each and every time whenever I'm seeing any comment in that down below, I was thinking, so what to do? So I have to say something. So that's your problem. That this broken English not my problem. So you have to understand what I'm saying. Okay. Then getting perfect shape. Yeah, that's lots of method for doing terracotta beads. So I always doing the method what I uploaded in my playlist. If you want to know how to make different types of beads, I give the link in this description about all my tutorial videos. So please go to my channel and check it out. So perfect shape is not a difficult one. So practice, keep on practice. This is the only thing what we have to do perfect terracotta jewelry. Homemade, okay. So now we are going to discuss about different types of clay, natural clay, homemade clay and air dry clay. So first I am going to talk about air dry clay. If you are beginner, okay, you don't know nothing about the terracotta jewelry. If you are beginner but you want to learn terracotta jewelry, then you can start with air dry clay. Air dry clay, at first I too started my terracotta journey with air dry clay only. The air dry clay is nothing, it's a clay powder. They will mix clay powder and they will keep it separately and they will add some chemical for drying purpose, I think. But I am sharing some experience what I have faced with air dry clay. So with air dry clay, if you will put that air dry clay terracotta jewelry inside the water, it will lose its texture and that paint will go off. That what I will say, that clay will dissolve in the water. So yeah, then the paint will easily peel off from the air dry clay. And the third thing, yeah, it's good, but when we will wear, no, that time if we will sweat means that sweating will affect the terracotta jewelry. So these are the minus things about air dry clay. Then homemade clay. Homemade clay, I already put one video about homemade clay, how to prepare homemade clay. So I will say the difference between the natural clay and homemade clay, store-bought clay and homemade clay. Homemade clay are always a little bit drier or harder, okay, harder than store-bought clay. That's the only difference. If you're going to make one bead with homemade clay means what that the texture you should be finished within half minutes. If store bought clay means even you will do for 1 minute also, it will not dry, but homemade clay will dry faster than store bought clay. I think you people understanding my English. Then new paints, water adding. Yeah, one sister asked me that we should add water with new paint or no need. So what I am telling is that new paint or old paint, you should add water, so that you know what we will think, that if we will add water means it will not dry or it will take some more time for drying. So that's not true. If you will add water, it will dry faster than without adding water. Then next, baking. Yeah, already I shared my baking method. That's the only method I am using Then safety is very important. That's lots of method for baking terracotta jewelry. Somebody will use their oven, they are using their gas stove, then that's not safe because that smoke, everything will come now. So it will affect your lungs, and kids will be there in our home. So then if you are having electric clean near to your home or nearby, then you can use that. So don't have anything like that. So I am using this method only. So far I am using this method, and this is the good and best method for me. For you, you will find out what is the best method, and if you are living in apartment or anywhere, please keep your terracotta pot on the top of the terrace so that no one will touch that, or kids they will not touch that. So that's enough. And baking, then what are the points about baking? And once you asked me that we should use terracotta pot or some other pot. Yeah, you can use uh, the waste vessels in your home, like iron pan or aluminum, whatever you are having in your home, you can use that. But for me, it's very convenient to use terracotta pots for baking, so I am using terracotta pots. So I am having different types of terracotta pots. If I am having urgent order, I am having this much small terracotta pot. And if I am having a huge amount of finished jewels, means that big size of terracotta pot I am having, so I am using that. Then thickness of the pendant, or thickness, thickness about the pendant, thickness about the pendant. Thickness, it should be 0.5 or 0.6. So depend on the pendant shape and all. So that's it. So thickness should be 0.6 or 0.5. For earrings, it should be thinner than pendant, because that it will give the bulgy look. So here I am using terracotta jewelry only. So how nice it is, right? So see the thickness. So very thin, right? So I like this type of studs, because I don't like big thickness. I don't like that, because it will hang like that and it will not stick with the ears. So that I'm avoiding. So yeah, your thickness of the earring should be thinner than the thickness of the pendant. Then coating of the paint, it's very important about the painting, because painting is the most important thing in terracotta jewelry, because it will show the shape of the bead, and it will show the shape of the pendant. If your bead is not nice, your bead is not in good shape, it's very tough to find out the shape. But once you painted it, you will able to see the shape of the bead. So be careful while doing terracotta jewelry, because you should be good in painting and doing terracotta jewelry, that shaping it, that giving impression and all, everything, assembling, and your creativity, everything is important, because it's very easy, it's not easy to impress women to what we are not. It's very tough to tempt others to buy our jewelry, because that quality is very important in that. Then coating of the paint, and each and every coating. So I am not giving lots of coating. I always just try to finish within one coating, because I don't have time, and lots of techniques there. I already posted lots of videos about painting terracotta jewelry. If you are having doubt, please check the description box. So I gave the playlist link. So you should give a nice time to dry the finished coat. and after 1 hour or half an hour, after that only you have to give next coat. Once that coat will, first you finish that one coat means let them to dry, okay. Be patient, don't make messy, don't rub with the brush and all. So that's it. Then brand, I am using Fevicryl acrylic paint and Camlin acrylic paint. These are the both paints I am using. And one more thing, that's lots and lots of big brands there in this acrylic paint. If you are okay with the price, means you can use lots of acrylic paints. Brusto, Camlin, Koyoko, they both having the big size tubes there. Each and every tube will be above 200 to below 250, so you can use that. But I don't know the quality, and I don't know how they are. Once I'll buy and once I'll use, means definitely I will give the review. So what I am using is, one bottle is 20 rupees. As a beginner, that's enough. And if you are a beginner, I am telling that don't buy a lots and lots of paints. Just buy some paints, primary colors like red, blue, green, yellow, gold, silver. So that's it. If you want secondary colors, just mix that primary colors and find out the secondary color and use that paint for terracotta jewelry as a beginner. Then once, if you are getting order and if you have to, you should give a nice and perfect jewelry, means you can go with that. But for me, that's enough, because the Camlin acrylic paint and Fabrica, they both are nice only. They are the two brands I am using still. About materials, so about materials, as a beginner, don't need a lots of materials for the terracotta jewelry, because first you have to practice, okay. Not only for terracotta jewelry, for stitching or anything, first don't invest lots of amount in that, because once at first everyone will suffer to give a good what that shape and everything. It won't be perfect, right? So that time we will get frustration and like, so some bad opinion about the terracotta jewelry. And in that time, if we put lots of money in that, means definitely it will hurt you. So that what I am telling is, just go with simple materials, basic materials, paints and everything. So once you practiced very very well, then start investing, okay. So materials, I am not using huge materials for terracotta jewelry. So you can find what are the materials I'm using in all my videos. They are the materials what I am having. Recently, I ordered some cutters from Amazon, so they are very nice. That basic round cutter, that round one side it will be round and one side will be then zigzag design will be there. So that cutter will be using for peacock pendant like that. So with minimal materials we can use. So that's it. And materials, then water. Yeah, for stud and all you need cutters, cookie cutters, small cutters, that and all you need. Then clay, the basic materials enough. How to maintain terracotta jewelry? I am telling you how I am maintaining my terracotta jewelry. So I am having separate box for each and every set for my terracotta jewelry, and I am not keeping them with my normal jewelry. I mean brass or anything, that jewelry. I am always keeping my terracotta jewelry separately in my dressing table. So it's very easy to take and it's very easy to handle. And We should take care of the jewelry, how we are handling the glass tumbler or glassware. The same method we have to handle our jewelry. Once we'll put down, that's it. So yeah, if you're doing business, you're starting business, definitely you should explain everything about terracotta jewelry to your clients, how they should handle them, how they should keep them, how they should maintain, because that's very important. We are not selling gold, we are selling clay, we are selling jewelry made by clay. So it's very important to what handle. So because once it will break means definitely they will curse us. So because oh my god, this is broken, so I spent lot of money for this jewelry, so they will feel like that. So before that we have to explain how to maintain and how to take care of the jewelry. Then clay bubbles prepping. So yes, each and every time before doing your pendant or bead, you have to add little amount of water and you have to knead nicely before doing your pendant or anything. That kneading is very important. Okay, that if you are not knead the clay properly, definitely it will create air bubbles inside. While baking, definitely it will break. Then slab. For slab, for perfect slab, I'm using the method. I'm using that. I'm two scales, that small size scales, wooden scales I bought from the shop. It's completely flat. Some scale will be like that. Only that scales are completely flat. Just I went to shop to buy small scale for me for stationery purpose. For that only I went and asked. That shopkeeper showed me this scale. So suddenly one bulb came in my mind. So I bought two scales and still I am using that both scales for making perfect slab. You can go nearby carpenter and told them 2.6 or 0.5 sizes of two scales and keep the two scales. Then center of that scales you can put your clay and roll it, then you will get perfect slab. So if you're watching my uh, tutorial, you can find out a lots and lots of techniques what I am using for my terracotta jewelry. Then drying. So we are not supposed to keep our terracotta jewelry under the direct sunlight. So we have to keep our terracotta jewelry inside the home. It should it should get nice time for drying. So don't bake them hurry burry because of the urgent order. So whenever anyone will give order, just think before doing that. Openly say them that no, I need this much time for this specific jewelry, so that it will be good. Then we are not supposed to keep your jewelry under the direct sunlight. We should keep inside our home. So we should dry our terracotta jewelry. I'm reading the questions only. Okay. So we should keep the terracotta jewelry inside our home room temperature. It's enough. The nichrome wire. The nichrome wire is the big thing. Yes. Nichrome wire. Nichrome wire is the biggest thing what we need for terracotta jewelry. Definitely 200% we should use nichrome wire, because nichrome wire is the only wire which will be able to handle the heat while baking. So if we will use some other what that wire means, it will melt while baking. So nichrome wire is always good. Then stopper bead for my terracotta jewelry. So the stopper bead means one we will use for adjusting the choker. Then that purpose we will adjust. No, that bead is a stopper bead. So I am using what wooden bead for that, because terracotta bead while adjusting it will break, so there is lots of possibilities there, while possibilities there for breaking. So I am using that wooden bead, that 2 mm or 4 mm, that wax cord. It's like it's about what wax cord you are using for your jewelry. I am using 1.5 mm wax cord, means I will use 2 mm of that round wooden bead. Then selling and price fixing is completely about to you. That's a very big topic. Definitely I will give some tips about it. First we will go to price fixing. Price fixing is very important in this field, because there is lots and lots of terracotta sellers there. We know that popular sellers, they are keeping 4,000, 5,000. Yeah, there, okay, but if you are beginner, you are not supposed to sell that much amount, because from my life I am telling that I am from village. I am here in village. If I am doing clay jewelry, some people will come to my home. That time they will ask, what are you doing? Then I am telling that I'm doing clay jewelry, means there is lots of work in home, okay? Instead of doing this, you can wash your vessels, you can do some other garden like that. No, like that they will say, because they are thinking that clay is cheap. So that mentality people, lots of different kinds of mentality people will be there, okay? I think you are understanding. I think, okay, I am telling in my way, my English, okay, my way. I am not best in English, but I think you will understand my English. I think yo so many I think. That's what I'm telling. This is a very simple and neat terracotta earring. So it's very tough for the beginner to do like this type of uh, earring. But for me it's very easy. I'll spend just 5 minutes for that. So I'll give for 100 rupees. Some people, they will sell for this for 400, 300. So price fixing is up to you, your quality, your presentation, the painting technique, that beauty and everything about your terracotta jewelry. So that's up to you. But only one thing, keep it in your mind before selling or before telling the price to your clients. Think that you will buy or not. What to say, if I will tell this earring for 500, means think about that. You will buy this for 500? No, means don't say the amount. So we should always give a nice good amount, okay, but not too much amount. Oh my god. Selling, there is lots and lots of opportunities now to sell your terracotta jewelry. So open a Facebook page and open any WhatsApp groups, and open Instagram. Then and one more thing, for, okay, what to say, everyone thinking that we should earn a lot of money from the beginning itself, like that everybody will think, but that's not true. Hard work is the only thing. You should have luck and time. Everything will give a nice future. So keep it in your mind that don't hurry yourself, don't rush yourself, don't put your heart in stress mode, and that's it. And terracotta jewelry is not a food, okay? It will not spoil. So if anyone is not buying your jewelry, first you should try your jewelry. You can gift your jewelry to your friends, your colleagues, and to your neighbors, relatives, because it's a business. You should invest something, okay? You are not giving to anyone, you are not you are not gifting to anyone, but you want others to buy your jewelry, means it's not possible. Okay, so if your friend will wear, means somebody who knows your friend, they will ask, this jewelry is very beautiful, where you bought that, so that your friend will suggest you for that client. So like that also you can get client. And then if anyone will continuously buying from you, means don't increase the rate for that people, because they are the only only one who is always buying from you. So if you increase the money, means that's okay like that. So some people will think like that, but don't think that. If anyone will continuously buying from you, means just give something extra for them, so that they will keep on purchasing from you. And then so yeah, I am a teacher, so I always gifting my kids, my students, terracotta earrings like that, because their mom or their neighbors, they will ask, no, where you bought this, then they will suggest to you. So there is lots of things you have to experience about this. And if you are not want to give your jewelry for free, means how you will get client. Okay, and this is the method for normal ladies. And you can open shop. So three or 4 months before, I saw on news that one college student from Coimbatore, she used this pandemic, and she earned more than lakh rupees from this terracotta jewelry, because she's very nice hard worker, that's okay, but she's having shop. So that's what I am telling to you. If you can open shop, means you can open. Okay, if you're not able to open shops, or that means you have to work hard work is the only thing what we have. And patience is most important thing for everything, because if some people will ask you ask the price for any one choker set. I will show. I don't have any choker set now. So some people will ask that. Let me show. Just wait. I am showing you know this jewelry. This is very nice pendant. So without varnish I am having. I used DIY mod pods with this pendant and this bead. So I fixed this amount. I fixed the amount 1200. Okay, so let's fix the amount 1200. So one client will come and ask this for 1000 rupees. Means we can give, because okay. So starting stage we can give that. If someone will come and ask for 300, so if I will see that what 300 rupees. You know what they will say? This is not metal, okay, just clay only, no. So why you are telling this much price? Means just explain. So just explain. Once they will understand, they can buy. Once they will understand, but they don't want give money for this clay jewelry for 1200, means they won't buy. Okay, and they will keep on asking for 300, means say no. So don't spoil your hard work. Don't, you should respect your hard work, because so that much hard work we are giving no for doing this kind of jewelry. So that I am telling, if they will ask for 1000, yes, we can give. So just increase 200 rupees and say to them, then definitely they will bargain, because that's it's a woman thing. Okay, bargaining is a woman thing. Okay, they will definitely bargain, and you will reduce 200 or 300, means definitely they will feel happy, because that also that woman thing. Whenever the woman will buy with bargain, means definitely they will feel that it's a big thing they have done, like that they will feel. So that's what I am telling you. Just increase little amount with your actual price, so that definitely they will bargain, okay, so that you will get nice amount for your jewelry. And what say then, so price fixing also, as a beginner, don't say a big amount for your jewelry. So price fixing is completely up to you, because that's your jewelry, your hard work, your time, and everything about you. So you should respect yourself, so that don't give a terracotta jewelry for too much low price. For me, you know what I'm telling, that if school going girls and college goers also love terracotta jewelry, for them they don't have a lot of money to spend this type of jewelries, because they don't have money, because from the pocket money only they will buy, okay. So that I always give I don't I don't sell for a good amount for the college goers or school going girls, because that's okay for me, okay. Then moles. Moles, I'm not a huge fan of moles, and I don't have moles too. I'm having some moles, and and I have put some videos about DIY moles. So simple. I mean, that's not completely good like silicone molds, but that's okay, because silicone molds are very costly comparing to this. So this molds are okay for the beginners. Then how to avoid breaking while doing terracotta jewelry, that's what I told. You should find out the consistency about the terracotta jewelry, and you should find out what type of body, if your body is very heat, then while rolling the bead, you should add water and knead it properly. After that you should make beads. Then stud base and fixing. For stud base fixing, I'm using Flex Quick, FLEXKWIK. That's the gum what I am using. It will take 5 minutes only for drying, and still now I don't have any complaints about it. Then I think that's it. Thank you so much for hearing all all my. I'm so sorry. I think I explained everything in okay English. I think you understood everything. I think so. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye.